Jelly is rocking the playlist from their iPhone. It's a rocket from
Orlando.
Jelly 96.7.
This song's hitting the airwaves thanks to a rocket from Jelly iPhone user, Orlando.
think something is happening.
This song was voted onto the radio in real time by Jelly user Cozy Rock.
Little branching rudimentary antlers, the creatures you'd have would be an identical match to the animal that Julius Caesar saw. So it's possible that he didn't actually see a unicorn, he saw a unistag, a freak deer with a single central branching antler rather than a pair of lateral antlers.
Christopher Columbus supposedly had an encounter with a sea turtle as big as a whale.
That's right, yeah. And
What's that story?
That was basically September 1494 when he was his vessel was sailing along the coast of what we now know as the Dominican Republic, and he and several of his crew saw this absolutely gigantic, as you say, whale-sized turtle emerge above the surface of the water. They could see its head, and they could see a visible pair of flippers and a tail as it basically swam very placidly by them. There was no aggressiveness or anything like that, but it was a close-up encounter by, as you say, a very famous person with a creature unknown to science, an absolutely gigantic sea turtle.
You've got a whole chapter on sea turtle sightings like all over the world. I mean, some pretty big accounts of giant sea turtles, but there were some pretty big ones that we know really did exist, right?
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
In prehistoric times, there was a creature called Archelon, and Archelon was it's been kind of diminished over the decades, and science has investigated this more and more. It was found to be not quite as large as we originally thought it was, but it was 13 feet long and around 16 feet across from flipper to flipper. It's still pretty large. It's larger than anything we know today. It's about double the size of the leathery turtle, an average leathery turtle, which is the largest known species of turtle alive today. So that's pretty big.
Where do dragon stories come from, especially fire-breathing dragons? What's the beginning of that legend? Is there a real creature that inspired them?
Well, what we think with fire, the actual fire-breathing aspect, there are very large lizards called monitor lizards or varanids, and they have long orange-yellow tongues that they flick in and out almost constantly. And if you saw, the Komodo dragon is the most famous one, it's the largest lizard known to exist today on the island of Komodo, which again, like he was talking about hotspots, found in Indonesia. Komodo is not far from Flores, not far from Java, Sumatra, so once again back to the Indonesian hotspot. And that was unknown to science until 1912. Once again, the local people on Komodo and the local islands near to that knew all about it, but science disbelieved it until the governor of Flores actually sent an explorer to track down this creature and came back with the skin of one, and was found to be a genuine animal. And as I was saying, up to 10 feet long, orange-yellow flickering tongue. Anyone looking at that would be, forgiven for thinking that they encountered a real-life fire-breathing dragon.
Let's talk about dinosaurs. There are stories in the Congo. They've made a couple of movies about it. There have been stories from the natives about something that looks like, I'll just call it a dinosaur, something really big and reptilian. There are similar stories about things like that in other parts of the world. Does it make sense? Well, I guess Nessie is sort of a dinosaur too. Does it make sense from a zoological standpoint that a prehistoric creature like that could survive in some form in the modern world?
Well, we have all sorts of animals that are kind of nicknamed living fossils because they haven't changed greatly in appearance for many millions of years. So from that standpoint, there are precedents for creatures literally surviving from the prehistoric age. I mean, the famous fish, the coelacanth, believed to have, its entire lineage believed to have died out well over 70 million years ago until a living one was discovered in the seas of South Africa in 1936, and it's now known to be relatively common. And yet again, a second coelacanth was discovered in Indonesia back in the 1990s, again known to the local fishermen but not known to science. So, we have prehistoric survivors in that sense. As far as the dinosaur is concerned, We have basically zoologists now recognise that we have living dinosaurs all around us, but we call them birds. The birds are descended directly from dinosaurs. There are feathered dinosaurs in the prehistoric record, and we have feathered dinosaurs today in terms of birds. But in terms of what we look at as the classic dinosaurs, the long-necked, four-legged Apatosaurus, Diplodocus, what we used to call Brontosaurus, we now call Apatosaurus. Those kind of dinosaurs all died out officially 65 million years ago or thereabouts. But as you were saying, the Congo is allegedly home to a creature called the Mokele mbembe, which is described as about a 30-foot long elephantine animal, 4 legs, 4 very sturdy legs, long tail, very long neck and head, which zoologists have shown pictures of Diplodocus and other sauropod dinosaurs to the locals and say, oh yeah, and they've said, yeah, that is Mokele mbembe. Some of the areas of Africa where it's been reported, the liquor, the swamplands of the Congo, is vast. I mean, we are talking many hundreds of thousands of square miles